So did you take to sales? Did you like it right away?
So I joined a recruitment firm in 2008. If you can remember 2008, there wasn't
All
many
right. So
jobs going.
tough
It was
time.
more the other way around. Like, so that was like my first sign of, okay, macroeconomics, you should probably consider that when you're looking at a career. But when you're broke, you're like, I will take any job,
Yeah.
particularly one that says I can earn this. And if I do these things, I will earn more. So I liked this feeling of having an element of control because I think about the stuff that the career path that my dad had in carpentry and and sort of property development. And then my mum in social services. I thought they just earned a basic salary. So the idea of being able to earn more by doing a little bit more for me was like, this is a no brainer.
I knew that sales was always something that I wanted to do. And I also knew that technology was probably where I should go because it was ever changing and there was always going to be on a job market. So I moved back to Raleigh in 2016 after applying at Citrix and Cisco. Both had amazing sales programs. The one thing that I really lacked was that sales training. So I got both of the jobs that I picked Citrix over Cisco, which is I always laugh about because were great organizations, are great organizations. And where would I be had I chose the other one? But regardless, Citrix was such a great home for me. And I chose Citrix. Ultimately, they had just built their brand new office in downtown Raleigh. So started selling ShareFile for them and learned all about how important security was and data transfer and really learned a lot.
So I think the most important thing too is just trust yourself and get
Yeah.
curious about yourself, get curious about what's going on. And also because in some places it might not be abusive, bullying behavior. Things don't always have to get to the absolute worst level for it to be like, I need to make a change. Sometimes you just realize, you know what? I've got some needs that are not being met. I actually value having a close relationship and dynamic with my boss, where it doesn't mean that we're like best friends, but we can be friendly and we can talk about life. I need that. So when I don't get it from my boss, I'm not okay.
Yeah.
Really not. So doesn't mean that my boss is a bully. Just means like, you know what? I know what it takes for me to do. I know I can do great work. I know what it takes for me to do great work. I'm not satisfied with doing mediocre work. And so I just want to I'm going to put myself in places where I actually can do great work and it doesn't take everything out of me.
All the guys I work with are extremely talented and are in such a small percentage of people who can do what they do. But it is the mindset piece. And the question always is, where can I compete against myself? And it might be for one of my players, an extra rep in the gym. It might be the extra 5 minutes of film study. But for me personally, it also might be the extra rep in the gym. It might be making the one extra call. It might be sending one more email. It doesn't have to be the big thing. I think we overlook the importance of that small thing because that's what athletes do to get back on track. They focus on the one small thing that they're going to do to win in that moment, and you just keep stacking them.
Yeah. And the really interesting parallel to athletes and professional salespeople is that when you have the next game, you can't bring what happened in the last game with you.